Come on in here, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am live from Bali, so that's why I'm looking crazy, y'all. I got my glasses on. It is 1 a.m. here in Bali, but I'm giving you this content. Remember, I am going live, having a show Monday through Thursday, every day at 11 Central, noon Eastern. Okay. So, of course, to start, you can always schedule a consultation with me. You can go to SimoneRedwine.com. If it is for an injury case, I handle injury cases anywhere across America. I would love to help you. You can have a free consultation. Just call 855-4-SIMONE, Simone with a Y, and let them know you'd like an injury consultation. If it's not for an injury case, those consultations start at $199 for 30 minutes. And when I would love to help you as well. Look, we're just going to hop right into it. I'm going to let you know we got a lot to talk about. I could not miss today. As tired as I am, y'all, as dog tired as I am, I said, the United States is about to be on fire. The United States is about to be on fire, and I got to make sure we talk about it. Oh, thank you, Riri. Riri asked me, she said, how is psychic school going? Okay, well, I haven't started yet. I'm going to start tomorrow. Okay. Oh, yes, y'all, I'm excited. I'm going to psychic school. I was born a little bit psychic. Okay. I was born psychic, y'all, but I've just kind of like not been pouring into my gifts yet. So I'm going to do it now because I had too many people be like, oh, you are too. Like so many psychics are like, oh, you have the gift too. And I was like, oh yeah, well, I probably, yeah. And they were like, well, how come you don't use it? And I was like, well, I don't really know how to. Like, I know how to use it for me. I don't know how to use it for other people. My mom always tells a story about how, like, when I was 3 years old, like I've always had this gift and so forth. When I was 3 years old, she was picking me up from school and I was demanding that we go by my Aunt Glenda's house. I said, mommy, we got to go by Auntie's house after school. She was like, no, Auntie's at work. My aunt was a lawyer. So she was like, no, she's not going to be home. She's at work. I was like, no, we have to go by Auntie's. I was so adamant. My mom took a route. There was a way to go past my aunt's house on the way home that wasn't super inconvenient. So I demanded this at 3. At 3, we ride past my aunt's house and I'm only 3, remember. And she's sitting on the porch, locked out of her house. That was before cell phones. So had we not driven by, my aunt would have been locked out for hours and hours. I think her husband may have even been out of town. So she really would have been screwed. I think she had left her keys at her desk at work. And my mom happens to carry an extra set of my aunt's house keys on my mother's key ring. So I just knew that. And I've had like multiple instances throughout my life. There's an incident, even with my wedding that I called off and different things. So anyway, I'm going to be going to psychic school to use my gifts for good, where I learn to talk to angels and ancestors. And I'm excited. Somebody said my skin looks good. Thank you. Let me tell y'all. Bye-bye. Today I went to the head spa. It's the spa, but like where they do like the Japanese head massage and they put that stuff on your head. I got that. I got a facial. I got a back massage. Y'all, I got all this stuff for $40. I was in there for like 3 hours. $40. Bali is amazing. Hardest part is simply getting here. All right. Somebody said, how long have y'all been on? You should be able to see. We've been on for like 4 minutes. All right. Please do a show on the psychic school. I sure will. I'm going to do a separate one on that because I know some people are freaked out by it. But I will let you know how that's going. I'm so excited. I'm also going to get a cleanse. Y'all, thank God I'm doing like this purification cleanse by one of these Bali priests. Thank God, because I ain't got no panties. I ain't got no panties. Y'all, how is it that in my haste to get the hell up out of this country, which is what we fixing to talk about, I done got up, left the country, and left all my panties. Left my panties and my bikinis. I had put it all in one bag. Left my drawers and my bikinis. I still don't know where to get. I can buy some drawers in this country, but I have bought 3 bikinis, which is good because I can interchange the bottoms for drawers. If you've been watching me since my Diddy coverage last summer, you may recall I had to create a panty fund, panty as in draws, because I was only supposed to be in New York for like 3 or 4 days covering the Diddy trial. But I told my viewers, I said, if you want me to stay longer, I need you to Cash App and donate to the panty fund. And because I said, once I run out of clean panties, hold on, because I had told him, I said, once I run out of clean panties, I got to go on home. And so, you know, we did a little collection on the collection plate, and we raised enough money for me to get some new panties. And I took my talents right on down to the Marshalls in Harlem. Okay. And I got me some panties and some drawers. So I'm about to drop my Cash App. I need some panties here in Bali. If someone could pin that, I'm gonna also put in the chat. Yeah, I'm putting in the chat. But this is shown on screen. MISS Red Wine on Cash App. If you want to help me buy some panties, because I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get up cleansing purification. It's like where Jesus and everything's gonna get lined up. So that should take me, you know, for a few days to be all right. I'm also gonna get my chakras aligned. Let me tell you something. Once I get these chakras lined up right, once I get them all, it's over for you hoes. Oh, I'm coming with a vengeance. These men out here have knocked my chakras out of alignment real bad, to where they got me thinking about stabbing people, okay? Stabbing with a machete. So once I get these chakras back right, baby. All right, come on. We're going to hop in here. We're going to talk about our government real quick. It's ridiculous. All right. So Pete Hegseth, the idiot in charge, he is over the Department of War, which is what he calls it. It was the Department of Defense. According to reports, he has announced Friday that he is ordering the complete and immediate cancellation of all Department of War programs at universities and at top universities, including Princeton, Columbia, MIT, Brown, and Yale, starting for the 2026-27 academic year. He said the ban would extend to other schools, claiming elite universities have, quote, abused the privilege. The move follows his recent decision to bar active duty service members from attending Harvard next year. Let me tell you something. This is how you know this man is stupid. First of all, he couldn't get in none of them schools. Little turd. Just an idiot. You cannot do that. And I look forward to, you don't play with these top universities because they have these endowments and these funds and this money to fight you for life on stuff like this. So effectively, what he is saying is, if you get the GI Bill, remember the GI Bill is what you can use to put yourself through college. Well, in the United States, the GI Bill is for, you can go to any accredited university as long as that university can take federal funds, can receive federal funds, are not banned for like misbehavior, then you can go there. Last year, this year, I guess, he banned people allegedly from going to Harvard. That has not gone into effect yet. When I tell you, more than likely, those universities are going to band together and fight it under a provision of the law that basically says you can't come up with a rule that's arbitrary or capricious. Meaning, I pulled it out the crack of my ass. You cannot just pull something out the crack of your butt and say, hey, guys, this is the law because it's Tuesday. That's what this idiot does. There are some people. First of all, these are the top universities. Let me be very clear with the law and law school. When I came out of law school, if you graduated from Cornell Law School, even at the bottom of your class, which is where I went, your starting salary in the 2010s was $160,000. If you started from Thurgood Marshall School of Law or certain other lower ranked schools, Your starting salary was $45,000. Where you go to law school matters. Where you go to certain graduate schools matter. Also, we all know if you like, I have a cousin, he used his GI Bill and went to Harvard. That matters. So him messing with these people is ridiculous. I don't think it's going to stick. The other reason I don't think it's going to stick is it's going to have to go. This is going to have to go in front of federal judges when people contest it. And guess where a lot of these federal judges went to school? Harvard, MIT, blah, blah, blah. You little stupid. You little stupid. I don't think that's going to stick at all. All right. Speaking of another stupid. Hold on. I know. And somebody in the chat was like, you should stop calling people's names. I'm sorry. I can't. Not when they're actually, in fact, stupid. Hold on. We got to listen to this grandma. This is a grandma. So this girl, Bernice Burgos, she is recovering after surgery for her butt, a butt revision. She gets surgeries where other people get degrees. You know, some people graduate high school. She gets her booty done. She's from the Dominican Republic, which doesn't make it right. It actually makes it worse in my view. And she's a grandma and obviously a mom. She had her daughter when she was like 16 or so. And then her daughter had a child in her early 20s to some look like a African drug dealer, allegedly. But Bernice, I want you to hear this clip. Bernice allegedly was one of T.I. and Tiny's girlfriends. They used to have threesomes with her. Let's hear this little intellect speak.
So far, so good. It looks good. I'm just swollen right now. My face, everything, my feet, my hands. I had an IV, so they just wrapped me up like this. But everything looks so nice so far. So what I see, I don't know. They're going to take this off today to show me what it looks like. But so far, so good. I'm okay, and I'm happy with my results. So I'm excited. Guys, so I'm good.
Y'all, somebody said the world is, we going to war, and y'all posted grandmas in a butt revision surgery. That's how I'm feeling. I need y'all to show this to your daughters. This is why it's important that you be more than just pretty. Beautiful woman, but that's it. This is what happens when you have no talent. You choose not to go to school. Girl, be a lash tech. Learn to put some lashes on some people or something. This is it. She literally just does surgery. That is her investment. Where other people invest in education, she invests in her bottom. And then she goes have threesomes with married people and hope that they'll then pay her bills. Do you know how much of a failure you got to be? And the other thing I got to think about is this. I feel sorry for her daughter. Because, you know, can you imagine? There comes a time, like I watch a lot of Love After Lockup. If you watch Love After Lockup in the chat, Love During Lockup, any of that series, put a 1 in the chat. And one of the things that just breaks my heart when I watch that is a lot of times they'll have kids, especially daughters. And I think to myself, it's heartbreaking when I think about for so many of these young girls, they have to one day realize, oh my God, my mama is dumb. My mama is dumb. My mama is a fool. And so I think about that with her daughter. I don't know if that time has come just yet, but where you realize my mother was this gorgeous. And the best she's been able to do for herself is the botched booty ass and flawless skin. Flawless skin. She needs to take Shira 7's class. Hello. Has she learned nothing? Somebody said, give me a woman with a brain. Generation Z. Just can you imagine if anybody on here has discovered that your mother was dumb? You know, it's a safe place. What was that like? I have never had that. My mom is one of the smartest people I know. But it says the women who thought they were about to wife her. No. I don't. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. But that was a tough one. I felt bad for her. All right. Now this mom, Miss Kira Williams, this is what she posted, y'all. Speaking of mamas. She said, I shaved my daughter's head today because she thinks being pretty is more important than being obedient. Since you can't go to school and focus on schoolwork and not be distracted by boys and things that don't matter, let's take away some of that confidence. Humbled her real quick with that George Jefferson haircut. What? What? Oh, yeah, I did comment. I said, this is this type of stuff that you go through when your mama is only 12 years older than you. It is. I don't know what somebody replied. A lot of these are fake AI videos to post. Okay, that's true. But no, I've seen where women have, I've seen another one a few years ago where a woman posted that she cut her daughter's hair off because she felt like the daughter thought she was too cute and was going to school and being distracted and not doing her lessons. Look, if your child is struggling in mathematics, you cutting her bald-headed like a bald-headed scallywag isn't going to make her do better. Have you tried Sylvan Learning Center? Have you tried, what is it? Kumon. That's the math tutoring. Have you tried tutoring before you decided to humiliate her and post her on the internet? I want y'all to know, do y'all think this tactic could work? Do you agree with it? Yeah, Angie B said that's child abuse. Kids will go crazy on her. That's the problem. That's how your child gets bullied and then doesn't want to come to school at all. Somebody said, I wouldn't even cut my daughter's hair. This is child abuse. Oh, somebody said her mom is her first hater. Moms might need a clinical mental evaluation. Yeah, her mom is not okay. But I do feel like this sometimes, I'm not saying all of it, can sometimes happen when your mother is growing up with you, whether that's 12 years older or some other age. Hell, it could be an immature 21-year-old mom. I don't know. But in no way, shape, or form is this going to help anything. All right, speaking of idiots, let's go over to this one.
She came for me.
All right, Gina Hun says Young Miami can suck her D, and which is interestingly also what Diddy's judge said in sentencing when he decided to give Diddy the 4 years. He quoted how Diddy, after Diddy had hit, let me use a fake name, hit Jane, after they had that little skirmish, that Diddy then screamed to her, go in there and suck some D. Now, Gina is victim number 3. She was victim number 3 in the trial who refused to show up. Now, many asked, well, couldn't they subpoena her? I've explained till I was blue in the face. They sure could. But what you don't ever in your life want as the prosecution is to have a disgruntled star witness. So with her being a star witness, if she says, I don't want to come, you says, okay, bye-bye. We're not going to call you, because you risk the fact that they could do more harm than good. You risk the fact that she could get up on that stand and sabotage it. And based on the stuff she's saying now, it's clear that that's exactly what Gina would have done. Gina popped out after her day to testify came out. That's when Gina popped up in the parking lot of damn Whole Foods. TMZ got a video of her there at gosh darn Whole Foods. And she was just like, la-di-di-da-da. You can't tell me that old girl has not been paid off by Diddy. Now, by paid off, I do believe his team did it legally. I believe she had some type of a civil case. She was being represented by Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred is notorious for getting, in a good way, for getting settlements for her victims. And so a rumor that I was told is that Gloria had told her, well, you don't have to show up if you don't want to. Convenient. Also, allegedly, the settlement that was offered was one where they would get the majority of the money after sentencing. Or it's like here, it looks like they likely negotiated that she get all of her money prior to sentencing. Now let's think about that. If you're signing up for a settlement that said Gina Woods, love acting lockup. If you're signing up for a settlement where the majority gets paid after sentencing, well, you are incentivized to make sure that the sentence is not going to jail. Otherwise, you're not going to see your money. Here's what Gina had to say about her arch nemesis, Young Miami.
I wasn't even thinking about her. I know, they're just so mad. Like, they wish they was in my spot. Like, they wish.
Hold on. Peep this. When she says they are mad, they wish they were in my spot. Baby, let me tell you, that is code for they wish they got the money I got. Why else would anybody want to be in your spot, girl? You got a kid and no job. You have a kid and no job, which means whatever money you receive from Diddy is all that you're getting. The only thing that would be enviable, right, would be if you got millions that you did not have to do additional work for, aside from how he knocked you in your head, dragged you down, stomped you out when you were pregnant. Remember that, Miss Thing? That's what she talked about on Tasha K. Yeah, Gina has a kid. Gina does have a kid. It's a kid with it's an Asian child too. So I looked at the child just to make sure that there's no way it could be Diddy's. I also feel like Gina is absolutely hoping and expecting that when Diddy comes out, he's gonna run into her arms like Whitney Houston and I Will Always Love You. Let me know. I'm gonna keep playing it, but let me know in the chat if you think her comment where she says they wish they could be me, they wish they could be like me, insinuates perhaps that she got paid.
They was calling daddy. No, I don't fuck with that bitch either. Like, she snitched on my man, so I don't fuck with her.
Hold on, y'all. When you hear somebody say snitch, that means did something wrong. That is an admission, stupid girl. That's an admission, goof troop. Because there's nothing to snitch on if you did not commit a crime. You snitch on someone who has committed a crime. You're not snitching on someone for going to church. Oh, mama, she went to church on Sunday. Or, oh, mama, she paid her taxes on time. That's not snitching.
Who would win a fight? Me and Carisha? Me, because I take boxing classes.
Y'all, she said, who would win a fight? Me or Carisha? She said, me, because I take boxing classes. Now, she might do that jujitsu and stuff and just pap, 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 pap. But Carisha knows how to fight from the projects. And Carisha is like 3 or 4 generations prisoner. Okay. She is multi-generation inmate, might be 4 to 5, because she's been to jail. Her mama's been to jail. Oh, I could be incorrect. I know she has not been to prison, but I think she's been arrested a time or two, maybe for just like tussling in the streets of Miami. But her mama went to the feds. She is multi-generational at this. She can get you good.
Yep, I want to be his side piece for the rest of my motherfucking life.
Are you worried for when he gets out? Worried about what? Hope he gets out in a couple months. Why didn't I testify? Because I'm not gonna snitch on my friend.
Snitch on
Is
my
that okay?
friend.
Is it okay that I didn't snitch on my friend? I'm not sure. I think his mom probably did whoop his ass. I think she did. I pay my bills.
With the money he gave you.
For him to get out, for me to like say everything I truly feel, because I want to kick him down while he's in there and make him even more sad. The reason why I went on was during that time in 2019, like I was really, really, really sad. And
this is what you went on Tasha K.
He was just really mean to me, and I just didn't know what to do. I try to express how I feel. Like,
this is her explaining why she went on Tasha K and told Tasha K that he beat her, that she got pregnant. He stomped on her belly, kicked her when she was pregnant, and made her lose the baby. Watch her wording. Watch her wording. She doesn't say she was lying, but she's trying to imply she did it out of heartbreak, which would mean you weren't lying and he did beat you, stupid.
I was like hurting really bad, like so depressed. Like I was crying every single day, all night, all day. Y'all don't even understand how I feel. Like, I don't know. It's so much that I can't unpack it all here. But just know that the way I was feeling was really, really intense. And I was just feeling so angry, like, fuck, like, just destroy shit. Like, I just wanted to fuck shit up. I didn't lie. If I had lied, why would he still talk to me? Are you?
That's her admitting she didn't lie. He really did whoop my tail. He whooped my tail, but he's my friend now. Girl, shut up. I want to kick you. I want to kick you in the
Stupid
throat.
bitch. So I try to express to him, he don't listen. I try to write him a letter so like he could read. Because I wasn't able to verbally tell him how I felt, I was writing down my feelings because I thought maybe if I just write shit down, I would just release it and not hold on to my thoughts and feelings. Didn't really work. He don't give a fuck. So I said, okay, bet I'm gonna do an interview. I really did it just to like show him, to like tell him that how much he was hurting me and for him to stop. And guess what? It worked. It finally worked. I got his attention and he stopped.
No, you stupid. Let me let it keep going.
I never been to therapy because, actually, I did try therapy. I tried therapy and I think, I don't know what it was. I thought, let me just be fully honest, right? With the therapist. So I told the therapist XYZ and I told the therapist who it was. And the things she was saying, it just made me feel like, okay, so boom, she said, because, like, unfortunately this happened.
Oh my God, she aggravated my ADD. Basically, she was saying she didn't feel like she could trust the therapist. She felt the therapist was too interested in the fact of who it was, that it was Diddy. Anyway, girl, you didn't go to therapy. You think you're just fine. All of this. Here's my thing. When Gina says she went on Tasha K, told the story of the abuse, was not lying. She says, I did not lie. Okay. And then says she did it because she wanted Diddy's attention because of how much he hurt her feelings. Let me tell you, little stupid. That man don't care nothing about your feelings. What he cares about is his image. So he shut you up and he played nice so that you would shut up and quit telling those stories, which had the potential to impact his brand. He don't care nothing about your feelings. He don't care about your day. He don't care about your mom and them. He don't care about your daughter. He don't care about your dog. He don't care about your menstrual cycle. He don't care about your cramps. He don't care about your hernia. He don't care about your hemorrhoids. He don't care about nothing. Nothing. But what he does care about is him. And you falling for it. See, she was a huge gap. Many people don't realize that. Sitting in the courtroom daily, I can tell you, her omission, her not being there, created an enormous gap in the story that was needed to make it make sense. Because you got Cassie, who's getting whooped daily, right? Cassie leaving Diddy 2018. And then you've got dingbat Jane Doe, who is with Diddy for 2 or 3 years, but doesn't even get a hand laid on her until 2024, after the Cassie video came out, after Jane smacked Diddy in the head and punched him and did all this stuff. Literally, Diddy never laid a hand on Jane Doe until they were in the kitchen talking, and she was upset because she found out that he brought another chick to Kanye West's ranch. So Diddy was looking down like to tie his shoe or something. They were in the kitchen. She takes Diddy's head. She slams it onto the concrete counter, right? The granite counter. She slams it. And then there's all these lit candles. She starts taking them and throwing them at Diddy. Lit candles. He's got hot wax dripping down his face, dripping down his clothes. And he's like, B, what the F did you do? That's how the fight started, which is why I say Jane was not a domestic victim. Jane started a fight that she could not win. You needed Gina in between there to fill the gap of who was this man whooping up on from 2018 to the present or whatever. And in 2018, Gina got up there and told the story of Diddy whooping her tail. So that could have filled a gap from 18 up to 2024. See, they needed, ding dong ditz girl, Jane, because otherwise they could not meet the statute of limitations, because that needed to be brought past 2018 into 19, etc. I hope you stay with me. I hope that makes sense. So you got the ding dong ditz Gina here. She would have filled that gap. Otherwise, it literally just looked like he absolutely tore Cassie up, but then learned his lesson and didn't become physical until Jane started some shit in 2024. It didn't make sense. That's why I was saying this story is not going to be believable as far as the DV part, not the DV part, but the DV was an element of the trafficking. You can't have the trafficking without this particular, you can have trafficking without domestic stuff. But in this story, part of the trafficking, coercion, and all of that was the threat of violence was an element. All right. So that's why she matters, and she's dumb. Anyway, whatever happens to Gina, happens to Gina. But I 100% know when Diddy comes out, he may use her as a vagina hole. Sure. Because he's not going to trust that many people when he comes out. He's going to use her good old blowhole. Just go right up in that vagina hole. But, he might throw some coins here and there, give her a little allowance, let her sell it. Speaking of selling it, I put my Cash App up. My Cash App is Miss Redwine. I'm out of panties. I'm here in Bali, pantyless. Accidentally, I left a pack of panties. My entire bag of panties and bikinis, I left it. And it's really an emergency. MISS Redwine, please Cash App me. Hold on. I really need some panties. Okay, here it is. Please, I need some panties. Send it to me. Thank you. Oh, I see my phone. Thank you. Somebody sent me $5 for some panties. Thank you. That's a start. My daddy will be so proud. All right. Now we got to go to the last and final story, which we can. Oh, no. We got to do this one. Nene Leakes. This is her new man, y'all. Ooh, look at this. Is a good looking couple. It's a good looking couple. This is for the panty fund. That is my Cash App. Please help me buy some new panties. I'm in Bali and I don't have no panties. Look at them, y'all. Look at his dimples. That is a good looking gentleman and age appropriate.
Do a real smile. Like it.
Yes. I need to clear this up, y'all. It says Nene Leakes' new man was once arrested for the R word and assaulting his ex in 2017. Here goes some more. This is at the Grizzlies game. She's like it. Look. Oh, that's a good looking one. Looks way better than the African that she had. That Houston African, that man was cheating. I seen it. I saw it with my own eyes. That man was a cheater, and I did not. Let me tell you about that Houston African. And they got some good Houston Africans for real. I love a good STEM man, science, technology, engineering, and math. That's why I went through an entire phase where all I wanted was a good African in my life. Oh, UT Austin, they had some of the best. I used to call them the Amistad crew. Give me free. Those Eritreans, and the Ethiopians, boy, baby, that was mine. But Nene Leakes, prior to him, she had her a Houston African. That man was always in the streets. He was cheating and he was talking bad about her. And I didn't like that. If you don't like a woman, then shut up and leave her alone. But you're going to say something ugly about it in the next week, you're going to be seen in public. Shame on you. Shame. Somebody said Nene got a light-skinned man. Well, let's go back to it. TMZ has revealed that the new man was once arrested for R&A, an assault on his ex in 2017, but he was eventually convicted of a misdemeanor of some sort, a misdemeanor. Okay, I have not had a chance to pull the records yet. I'll let you know. But I'll say this: the guy's an attorney. As a result, you cannot have your law license if you actually did either of the two. So it sounds like it was an accusation. Getting it knocked down to a misdemeanor assault, I can tell you, can be anything. A misdemeanor assault could be you told this girl to leave your house and she wouldn't. And so you took her hands, you took her arm and you pulled her out your house and say, bitch, get out of here. Scram. That could be misdemeanor assault. So it really can be a little misdemeanor assault. Anybody could get that. I don't consider that you're a danger. Also, I have to say, like when a woman is dating a professional like a doctor or a lawyer, if you have a vindictive woman, that is their number one go-to is I'm going to call the police on you and get your license taken away or make you be at my mercy. Because once they push those charges on you, you got to talk to them. Oh, okay, well, if you just talk to me, I'm speaking from experience because I had a boyfriend who called the cops on me, knowing good and well I was a lawyer. And the way I wanted to correct, baby, I tried to call my Uncle Ricky on him. I tried to call my daddy. My Uncle Ricky, he got a whole shirt that says security and carries a weapon. My Uncle Ricky will pow somebody from me real easy. And I don't even think he's really been in jail like that. He's not really a jail person because he talks too much. I love you, Uncle Ricky, but you do talk a lot. You talk too much. But my point is, I have been in like that I have seen too often that when you're a professional in this area, a go-to can be that. So we will see. But I can say, just based on what I understand about the charge, I don't think he actually did the R accusation because there's no way he would still have an active law license having done that. You would have no, that would have been gone. And then but the assault, literally anything could be assault. Touching someone, trying to make someone leave your house, grabbing their arm, anything can be assault. And the fact that it's misdemeanor means somebody wasn't very hurt. All right, and last but not least, y'all, our stupid ass country is literally. So as you know, over the weekend, the United States thought it was a good idea to bomb Iran, which is what Israel has been begging us to do. Basically, Israel wants us to fight their war. Israel's army is not large enough. Israel's army is so small that every girl and boy has to be drafted for a period of time in Israel and serve in their military because their military is so small. So they had mandated that. Well, Colonel McGregor has just revealed that sailors aboard the USS Gerald Ford sabotaged the plumbing in order to avoid going to war with Iran. Said they don't want to die in a war that can be avoided, especially on behalf of a foreign nation. Here's a clip.
Stuffed them into the toilets to cause them to back up.
What?
I know that
we're going to talk about
the very, very unhappy with being at sea now for 10 months. And before this is over, it will have been a year. They went to Suda Bay. I think they tried to address some of this. And now they've pulled out of Suda Bay after 48 hours or a little more than that to repair things.
Listen to this clip. This is what it is all about. I'm about to play this other clip. This is what it's all about. Y'all ready? I want you to hear it and hear it well.
In the war, you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. You say during.
Trump is saying, he says, if we happen to be in a war, no more elections. Oh, that's good. This is what it's all about. He wants to be at war so that we won't have an election. This way, now that he started this, if it continues through the primary, which is in November, his thought process is that even when he loses the primary, he gets to stay in office. There won't be any changes. And remember, this is his second term, so he's not allowed to have a third term, but he's already setting up so that he does not have to leave office. Now, some have said it's also a distraction from the Epstein files. Of course it is. Yes, it absolutely is. But at the focal point, this is his way to prevent an election. He wants to cancel the election cycle. So we're going to have to go to court on that one, because the problem is the law that says if there's a war, there doesn't have to be a presidential change. That law never anticipated Americans would elect someone so idiotic that he would create the war, that he would cause a war. He sure could be impeached. That's right. Oh, thank you for asking. The only thing that would stop him would be that. Now, the way impeachment could work is if it's towards the end of this second term, that actually would be the right time to impeach, because then they don't have to worry about retribution from him, because he'd no longer be in office. See, Republicans are terrified of him because they're terrified that if he six his people on you, hit six MAGA on you, that you can't re-win the election, which is true. We saw it with Liz Cheney, and we've seen it with some others. So somebody said this is the wag the dog distraction from the Epstein files. Wouldn't he still be able to be impeached? Yes, he is such an idiot. Such. Did I see the two pilots refuse to fly bomb? No. What sucks is those two could be court-martialed. However, they would get a trial. So anyone that wants to disobey, you can disobey an illegal or unlawful order all day. Especially what would be great is if you have the backing of some of the actual generals who are all saying, we don't need this. Baby, Dubai was like, please don't do that. The fact that they bombed Dubai don't bomb nobody. I mean, Dubai don't bother nobody. That's my other country. When I tell you I'm so glad I'm not there right now. When I used to go to Dubai, baby, those men over there. Now I miss my Dubai prime over there, because now a lot of my little boyfriends are on their second wives, or they got 2-3 wives because they're millionaires. But the fact that Iran, in retaliation, bombed places like the Fairmount Hotel in Dubai is absurd. The U.S. government just sent me a notice that said, if you're in the UAE, stay in place. I'm supposed to be meeting up with a friend with my cousin who has to fly through Dubai. Now she's going to have to try and reroute and figure out how she's going to be able to get over here, because there are some people who they just closed the airspace. So they were just in Dubai on layovers to go other places and are stuck, y'all, stuck like Chuck. So anyway, let me know what other topics you want me to cover down below. I am in Bali for the week on my Eat, Pray, Love journey. I'm about to get cleansed all up, get my chakras aligned. It's over for you chicks once I get these chakras right, baby. Let me know what topics. And of course, I'm going to do an update on Kenya now that Kenya has gone live, as well as the Brittany Edie lawsuit. Girl, that's a long one, so I have to finish reading it before I come to you with the facts. Let me know what you want to hear. It's your legal bestie, Attorney Simone. Thank y'all.
Is that legal? Is that legal? Is that legal?